Yo, what is up? We're back today with, I know it's late, but we're back today with the 3D modeling of the Nike Air Max shoes. Busy week, unfortunately, so, but we're back, we're here now, we are ready to go. So, looking at where we got up to, we've modeled a good chunk of the base features of the shoe. I'm going to need to sort of finalize thickness of different areas, shapes and things, as well as finish the rest of the shapes. I'll probably look to finish the shapes today, finish all the different areas today. So you can sort of have a look at that now. Let's see where we were. So we've done this section. Obviously it still requires us to finalize a bit, but that section, this blue section there, the back there. What are we missing? We're missing, obviously we've not got the hole here, but that's fine. The back piece, yeah, we're missing this black blue piece. We're missing, the tongue is obviously not the right shape, and the laces and things, so. But that is all that we're missing right now, so that's quite good actually. So I'm just going to use my phone quick. Just going to go onto the stream so I can see chat. Okay. All right, so yeah, we've got to, I think we have to probably sort out some of the, just the thickness of everything. So things are slightly off for sure. But if we have a look now, we are missing, what are we missing? Not that much. What should I work on first? Now first let's do, we need to finish all the shapes really, so let's do this back piece quick. So I'm going to model that super quick. We're going to go super fast today, because we want to get this series going a bit quicker, and I have less time today unfortunately, so I want to make sure that we're going as quick as possible. So if you have any questions, just type them in the chat and I'll get to replying to them. About, if you ask questions about anything to do with 3D or the project specifically, just let me know. So we're just using two. We're using the edge select mode in the edit mode to map out this section here, and similar to other pieces, we're gonna extrude across there, make some cuts there, select these bad boys, and then we're gonna copy it on the other side. So if I just go Shift H just to make it just this section, and then we're just gonna copy this side so they're the same. Just make sure I'm selecting the right one. And E to extrude outwards in edit mode, which you can get through by pressing tab. So I'm selecting edit mode with tab and pressing 2 to go edge select mode, and then I am selecting the edges and line them up. Let's go like that. Let's use this to get back this time, like this, and then one more to hit. Now if we unhide everything again, take a look at this, we can subdivide it. Let's go to 3 in the viewport. We can reshape smooth, you can shrink wrap it to our model there, zoom it out a bit, Control A scale, to make sure that it's way around a bit. Shrink wrap, solidify, subdivide. Shrink wrap, subdivide. I'm gonna help out. We're gonna help out the shrink wrap here by something that I learned on a project I've done recently. If you just help it out by putting everything roughly where it needs to be. It's like this. I mean, this shouldn't have moved, that was my bad. I should have kept this like that. Kept that like that too. What we need to do is actually just keep it in like that. If we move all these in, oh, let's go wireframe mode, back to solid. Okay, so if I just move these on the one axis this way, inwards, to try and get them to line up where we need them to be. This one across, this one across, this one out. We should have some more in there ready to go outwards like that. This one outwards, this one. Like that, outwards. Okay, and then you're just helping out the shrink wrap modifier there to do its thing. I don't know what's happening there. Let's check. So actually need these to be higher, like that. If we apply the modifier, so we apply it and then bring it out to where it needs to be. Can shrink wrap it again. Whoops, shrink wrap again. Like that. Add a solidify modifier in between. Turn that off for now, 1 sec. Okay, one thing that we need to do, which we haven't done, I don't know why I haven't done it yet, I've changed this to millimeters just to make it easier to understand in these. Okay, let's have a quick look at the tongue. So obviously with the tongue, we need like these sections to be higher. Taking out like that, down like that. Obviously these sections need to be up like this. Move these like that. Down like this. If we go into side view for a sec, actually we can just make it the only thing that is visible. scale this one right up like that. Actually move both, so if we go this, move both upwards, move these, move this one down closer to that edge, select these two, move them down, this up, super important. Okay, move these out. Just want to move that out a bit. We could probably move these out like this. Tuck them in into the shoe like that. And this tucked like under. Like that. These can go outwards to fill in a bit more there. Now these can come up like this, just thinning out the sides. High lever. Hi Dimitri, hope everyone is good. You're working on making a stream, love that, be sure to check it out after this, for sure. Hope everyone's doing good today. So let's move these down, they should be more flat. The tongue is sort of taking shape a bit more now. Really this should go up. Actually it's going on here. I see. So if we actually put this there-ish. There we go. There we go, that's looking good. Okay, we'll leave that for now, as is. That. Yeah, we can leave that like that for now. I'll take a look at this, if we look at our reference. Did you make 3D model color blocks? If this is what you mean, yes. Just selected all the different areas of the shoe, and they're all separate objects, so they are color coordinated just to make things easier. Okay, move this up like that. I'm going to sharpen up this angle here to make it go like that. Okay, we're going to even things out now. Allow the shoe to sort of come together a bit more. Basically, things are, in terms of the actual shoe, we're only missing like this section, which I'll do in a bit anyway, and the sole from front to back. Obviously this is much more of a detailed area of the shoe. So we'll have to work on that. Let's go like that. Before we do that, let's just clean up some of the sections of this. So this is like too thick there, like it needs to be, you know, I should have 0 thickness for a second. Control A and transform. Let's actually just apply the shrink wrap, because if we manually do this, we might get more accuracy. So let's do that. That. Don't worry too much about the middle going through, because we'll fix that now. This. Move this one in. That. Right, now if we shrink wrap it, we go shrink wrap, move it up, this object, scale it out. Don't know why it's having so much trouble. Maybe to do the transform for that. If I move these out, let's go on the colored mode for now, so you can see what we're doing. Okay, we're slowly getting there. Slowly getting there now. Okay, you can see that's nice and close now. So if you do a thickness of, like, we need this to be, so here's 1, 0.5, like that. That seems decent. I really want it to be thin. And to chill out with the thickness of some of these sections. So like this, for example, it needs to chill out for sure. If you can do like maximum 2, that would be ideal. So if I go through some of these, play around with them, you can really just tighten up the shoe, make sure it's not too lumpy looking, pretty much. Make sure it's nice and sleek. So one thing as well I wanted to comment on today is that I will be doing YouTube videos soon rather than just streams, and putting some more effort into the content. So that means like guides that are edited and things, trying to push the channel a bit further rather than just sort of posting content sort of when I can, sort of more of a structured look at things, and trying to post the best content possible. Today it's been a busy week, so I just jumped on because I had some time to do this stream. But I'm going to be changing all the thumbnails for this series, as well as then posting some more videos soon. So I've got lists of video ideas to do, so we're going to work our way through them. Now things are kind of getting confusing with the colors. I'm going to make them similar to the reference shoe. This isn't going to be the final version, but that's okay. Just because I can then match this shoe more easily. So if I make this like cyan color, make this the cyan color too, make this the white. I think it's called base actually, but we can make it a slightly dark. Actually, if I do that twice and call it base 2, so we'll make it a little bit darker. Then we've got this section is the cyan. This section here we can call sol, just so it's easier for me to figure out what's going on. Basically, section is the grey section. This is the base. This is going to be sort of a grey color, like that. Then this is, we can make it base as well, and this color is the same as base 2. Okay, now it's a bit easier to see what's going on. So obviously this needs to come in. So if we go on here and look at our shrink wrap, we can make it nice and tight in there, and we can make our, like we're saying, our solidify. So we can apply the transform, because at the moment it's 264, and we do like a -1, nice and tight in there, getting a more smooth shoe now. So working as we go. So go to the shrink wrap again. We can make this -1, -5, maybe even we can maybe push. I'm gonna make this a little bit of a stronger color for now, just so we can see it better. Only for now though. And this section, maybe if we change the shrink wrap, should be 0. Thickness can be -1. And then this section, it can still be -1, but just increase the offset a bit so that it comes out, but we still want it nice and sleek, as mentioned before. And now this section needs to go under this yellow section. So if you take a look at our shrink wrap, it is as light as possible. So if we go thickness, -5, make it nice and thingy, but now it is clipping through. So let's move it up a bit. with this one, I suppose I could do, with this one I could manually do it. So why don't we do that? Should we do that? This side is working, but this side isn't. Probably need to take a look at some of these, convince it to go in a bit more. As you can see, it's sort of on the side a bit, so it's sort of working now. Let's apply the shrink wrap on this one. So like that, apply. And then what we can do from there, double digit viewers. Welcome everyone. I've brought my laptop with me today, but if you want to subscribe, feel free to, and the alert will come up, and I'll try catch it. But if I don't, I apologise. We've literally just got a new kitten here at the flat with my girlfriend, so we're busy today picking her up, and I can't stay for too long because I'll make sure she's settled in. So that. Alright, let's make sure this is nice and close around there. So you can see here we've got like a little bit sticking out. You can see overall it's looking a lot more like thin now, which is good. Looking a bit lumpy before, so let me move this out like that. So for anyone new joining, we are modeling the Nike Air Maxes. Generally, the general approach we've gone with is modeling the different areas of the shoe separately to help with material application later, as well as using shrink wrap modifiers to make sure it's all stuck to the base of the shoe, which we did first. So we did the base first. You can go back and watch the streams if you like. And then we're putting a lot of solidify modifiers. We're now going through the parts, making sure they're the right thickness, not looking too lumpy, make sure it's all nice and neat. With subdivision modifiers I'm on too, to make them nice and smooth. I had them color coded, but now I've sort of made them the same colors, roughly the same colors as our reference images, so that I can clearly see what's going on. As you can see, I've done this side, cleaned up this side in terms of thicknesses, but I've not done the other side yet, so still need to do that. This is not using a shrink wrap. I just need to move this one inwards a bit, like this. This one is using a shrink wrap. Let's put it nice and close, but then we can actually increase the thickness of this one a bit more. Because this is a sole, you can see it's like wrapping around that very nicely now, so that's all good. And then from here we can gonna fix up some of these a little bit. Any questions, just let me know about modeling inside Blender. Product stuff is what I do full time. So any questions that you have, feel free to ask. Now this is section shrink wrapped. It doesn't feel like this top section, as you can see, is quite right. So we need to make sure that we help out the shrink wrap as much as possible by selecting all these top vertices and moving them closer. Sometimes you need to help out the shrink wrap and just moving them to the edges, nice and close. Give it a bit of an advantage, a bit of help to make sure everything is correct. We're also looking at very not circular in the moment, so just need to take a look at that. We don't want this section to be too thick. As you can see from here, it's quite thin really. All of these details with the stitching and things we'll work on later on once we've sorted out the base shape. See if we just clean up this section there. Now what we want to do from this side is match what we've got. So 0 on the shrink wrap and that minus 0.5 millimeter on the solidify modifier. If you look at this section, and that on this side has made it come in. So let's just take this a bit, move it down a bit, just help it out. Move some of these across like this. like that. Very lumpy this side. I think I rushed through this a little bit. I think I was rushing through, not worrying about accuracy so much because I just wanted to get the actual shapes modeled, because I knew I'd go through and sort out the accuracy of everything in terms of smoothing everything out later. So you can see in this side, this side's looking a lot worse. So we'll go through and we'll just make sure all the materials are the same, and we're going to match the parameters as well. So cyan, I'm not planning on doing this color. I mean, like I can do the colorway and then show the real image, do like a comparison between the real image and the 3D version. I can do that. I probably will do that. So this is purple at the moment. So this is a grey sort of color, which sits there like that. I made this extra saturated so that it could stand out more. 0 and 0.5. There we go, that's looking a bit better. This is a 0.5 millimeters on the shrink wrap, which means that 0 is going to be sat on top of the base. So the shrink wrap modifier will take an object at the moment. So this object is shrink wrapped to, as you can see, the base. This is the base. So what that means is it's going to deform the mesh of the object around the base. So each vertex is going to snap to the surface of the base. And very important, you press Control A and apply transforms, because you can run into problems if the transforms aren't applied, the scale isn't applied. It's not going to link up exactly with the surface of the object. You may get that, you might get away with it, but also as well, these parameters aren't going to be correct and you're not going to be able to match. So make sure that that's done. So from here it's -1. As you can see, this one has not been applied. I forgot to apply it. So what you'll see is this is -264 millimeters thickness, and obviously that is a lot larger than the other side, but it doesn't look like that because it's not been applied. So if I apply the scale of this one, not that one, actually I don't know how I did that, but I actually took it off. Apply the scale, it's going to make it ridiculously thick. So we're going to go down to -1. That's going to match up with this side. I'm going to remove this reference for now. It's kind of in the way. This section is going all the way around. It's completely fine. This section is also the same, so that is fine. This section is a -4. Yep. I just need to bring it inwards. Sticking out too much. This section is the same either side. So that's working out decently. This section I haven't done yet. I'm thinking of reducing the thickness a bit. Maybe a bit more than that. If I actually help this out by pushing it out a bit more. As you can see though, we are losing some accuracy here when we do that. So now how actually thick is this section? It's pretty thick, so let's actually stick with the -3 and bring this back in and bring it in to the point where, or maybe we go with -2 or -2.5. Seems like a decent level to leave it at. Let's just do this quickly to see what's going wrong here. Okay, our edges are just need to chill out a bit like that. You can see we could even go inwards a little bit. And then just pull these out. Actually, with these, we want to pull them inwards a bit. Then add an edge loop there. There we go, that's looking good. What isn't looking good is here though. Obviously we're going to do the sole in a minute, but it needs to link up nicely with this side, and it's not at the moment. So just moving that like that helps. The chunk should be sticking out like this. Should be coming in nicely to the side. And it's actually a sharp edge too, so if we add an edge loop quickly after I just line this up, and an edge loop here, we can get a sharp edge and then move it like that upwards and have it lining up nicely with that section. This one is sort of doing its own thing right now. Add an edge loop there. Sort of going to mess with that a little bit. Just let this whole edge, or up to here at least, push this inwards, up a bit. Line these up. This is going to be important anyway for when we do the sole in a minute. These have got to be lining up nicely, otherwise the sole's going to look weird and we don't want that. So okay, nice. Move these down so that it's working like that. That one could probably go up a bit. Yep, we're getting there. We're getting there with the shape. Just working through everything that we can. Now, this one's not shrink wrapped, it's manual. I decided to leave it manual because it's a section that the shrink wrap was struggling with, so it's a bit annoying to do it manually, but there you go. If we move these and then move them down, we can take these ones back up just that. Bring some of these down as well. Okay, so the shoe is looking a lot cleaner. Maybe we could probably do, hello Sachin, hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking in to the stream. If you guys could leave a like on the stream, I would really appreciate that, and subscribe. I'm going to be pushing out more content. Now, if you want to wait for the content to come and judge for yourself whether it's subscribe worthy, feel free. I wouldn't blame you. But I will be putting out some more content soon, which I'm very excited for. Super duper excited for. If I've missed a sub today, I do apologize. I've not got my laptop with me today, which I usually have, showing information while I'm streaming. So, but Streamlabs on here just in case. I'm sorry if I do. But sometimes if your YouTube notifications, new YouTube privacy settings are set to not to share subscribers, it won't come up anyway. Okay, so let's do this little lip bit. If we go and get our references back, you can see we modeled it based on not the lip. So what I'm going to do is select everywhere that has the lip, which is all the way around here, and I guess I could do like do all of it? I guess we could. Let's scale this up. Wondering how I do this with the shrink wrap. Oh, there is no shrink wrap on this, is there? No, there isn't. So it's just a piece of. There's a solidify modifier though. There is a solidify modifier. I think what we'll need to do is off the solidify, scale them all in like this. Okay, check out the front, the back like this. So this is now the inside of the shoe. Okay. Now, thought I'd have a problem with this section. What I want to do is remove them, move that down, lovely. That's it. There we go. So now we've got the manual interior. No need for the solidify. So that's good. And what we can do instead is we only really need to do from here because you can't see the rest. Just select with the 3 in the select mode. As you can see, vertices, edges, faces. This time we want to do faces. And I'm gonna right click to reset the position and move it out like that. Then I'm going to do a edge loop around the middle. I'm going to select this edge loop and I'm going to scale it out this. I'm going to just select them individually. And this. Push them out. And upwards. Let's hold on a second. Let's hold our horses for a second. We need an edge loop here. So Control R, one like that. Then like this section is very much too thick, so let's make sure it's all even. It's all even around the inside for a sec. You can just do these bits, that's fine. General thickness is about this much. And you can see our little edge loop is working. So let's keep on going. Select these. I mean, I could probably bring in these as well a little bit. They're a bit far forward. It doesn't matter that much though, to be fair. Select these, the general. Move these across. Just make sure the thickness is the same all roughly the same all the way around in terms of our border that we've got now. As you can see, adding the edge loop has added, if we get everything back, if our edge loop's in the right place, if our edge loop is here, edge loop down a bit, move them like that. Just gonna make this one its own section, so that we can check out, make sure we're selecting the right stuff here. Your one on this, you can then match it with this side, so that's pretty much matched up. That's matched up. That is too. Again, then what I would do with this, actually let's just bring them in. I'll leave this one in the top view. Like that. Bring this one inwards. Okay, now look, if we subdivide that, that's looking pretty neat. And you see we've got this little edge now, which is exactly what we wanted. So from here, now we're going to add the edge loop. And we're going to thicken that section so that it highlights our little thingy a bit more. So scale them up like that, and then we're going to add edge loop in the middle, right? And we're going to we can try to scale it out, but then it's going to do this section. So instead, what we'll do, we'll go around, make sure it's all in the middle. So like this. Upwards, move that down. Just for a second, it's not quite as thick as the other sections, is it? This one up, down, like that. This, like that, like this, that down like that. Same with this side, want it to be in the middle. And then we're going to basically move these vertices that are moving now outwards, so that we get the sort of curved fatter section, fat lip section at the top. Hang on, let's make sure these are all good. What's going on here? Something weird going on it. Here we go, just had a little problem there with them. Bit thick in this section, so just move them inwards. Just like that. One sec. Might have to turn off the webcam for the rest of this stream. Stay tuned though, I'm still carrying on. I'll still be in voice chat, which is going to carry on the stream, but I'm going to turn off the webcam. I'll still be on the mic going through. Yeah, that doesn't make too much of a difference, does it? So let's carry on. I'm going to mute you for 1 second though. Okay, right, so just moving everything back, continuing what we was doing. So if we move this one up, put this one in the middle. This section is going to be looking real good once we've finished with it. Almost there. Upwards. Up, that. Okay, and then what we want to do is with every edge, using the edge select mode, every edge in the middle, up to here, we'll move it inwards. Move this one outwards. Do all three of them outwards actually. Move all of these ones inwards. We might need to change how much in a minute, but we can look at that in a sec. Inwards like that. Then some of these are still not in the middle. That's a bit annoying. It's right, it's only a few. We're gonna, let me just make sure my mic's working fine. Sorry, it's only a few. Mic is fine, but I'm gonna move my mic to the other side next stream because I've got the clicking of my mouse, which is kind of annoying. Okay. Select all of these. Put up to here probably, and move them out because this one is at a weird angle. It needs to sort of go this way, and this one needs to go this way. These all can come out straight out. See, we're getting that lip now that we're looking for. These two can come like diagonally out. This one maybe diagonally too, and all these just can come out like regularly like this, and then we can have a look at the actual amounts now. So I'll probably flatten it here, because this is where the rest of the shoe sort of takes over the section and you don't even see it anymore. So don't worry about this so much because that's not what we're going to be seeing. As you can see, the lip is pretty even apart from up here. It's quite obviously too thin up here, so go into the thingy mode and just bring it in. Turn up the thickness by lowering these vertices here. Now that we can just go through, this didn't need thickening at all. Now we can go through and take all these. That. This like that. Lovely. It's looking a little bit on the oh no, it's okay. We just need to move this one out like that. Yep, that's working. So let's get everything back and we can see how this section is doing. I can't really tell on the shoe. We need to go into the top view how it works. It sort of just carries on and then just sort of moves into that section. Really, we could probably do like a thing where we sort of allow it to carry on, then squeeze down into this section here. If we actually make these sections lower. So if we lower down these sections and then bring these in like that, and move them down like that, it should, I'm hoping it's going to like sort of tuck into this section and work out quite nicely. For some reason our things moved a bit. Okay. This section is looking way too thick, so what we'll probably do is take all of these, put them right in. And this is supposed to be equal with this. As scale this down. It's supposed to be flat here, like that. Same with there. You can move this in. Give it a more seamless transition. Get this in. Move that one down. I'm going to move this one down. These down too, and then in turn we're going to need to move these down to keep the thickness. Move these like this. Okay, how we're looking now. Okay. This section is now being all weird. If we sort of move this out, that it's obviously struggling with the the fact that the base has sort of changed shape, so I need to adjust some things as we go along. Turn off the subdivide there. You know what's going on. Let's turn everything off because probably what's happening here. Shrink wrap's just struggling. There you go. Let's back up. That's better. It's got like way too much geometry, but if we actually just sort of move this across, we can sort of just make it work anyway, by tucking it inside like that. I need to get rid of this reference. So the lip is looking good for sure. This section, obviously, let's fix this before finishing for the day. Scale these out like that. Everything's looking a lot smoother now though, which is very good. Because I will follow the color scheme of this shoe, just for the reference, in terms of like references. But I'll probably replace the colorway, or do like an episode of texturing basically, where we can go through and look at all the textures. So because of the changes I made to the base, this needs adjusting. So I'll just move these up, something like that. And move these out of the way. One down, this one down too. Add an edge loop there to help that section. These down like that. That's looking better, isn't it? This can go Moves upwards. I was saying when I started this one that, you know, it's just a walkthrough. It's not necessarily a tutorial. You can follow along, but it might be quite hard because of the length. Just basically walking through the project with everyone, and the end result will be better than the Jordan one I did. Jordan series has been very popular. If you want to check out that series, you can do. You can definitely follow along with that one too. This one is going to be higher quality. It's just the fact that I did the other one a year ago, and I've learnt new methods now since then, so it's always going to be the case. If you have a look here, when it comes to this section, has a lot of geometry that it doesn't need at all. I actually go through and just take it away. It's going to be a lot easier to manage. So I'm selecting all of these now, and I'm going to apply the shrink wrap again, but as per earlier, just going to sort of help out the shrink wrap modifier by cleaning up some of the vertices. See, now it's almost there. It is still slightly clipping in there as it's trying to move these down like this. Allows us to move these down and move these down. See that snap that happened there? That's now snapping to there nicely. Move these up like this. Get rid of this reference. And now the shape is looking a lot nicer. Let's fix this side. So from here, we could probably just work with this like that. Bring this down in, help out the shrink wrap modifier again. Help it to do its thing. Move this out like that. Now let's work on this again. So it's going to be the same thing. We've got too much geometry. So best thing to do is select it, X vertices, remove 3 edges, bring everything back. And now we can work with it from here. Remove it again. You can see we'll do the same thing here. We did the other side. We take these edges, move them down to create space for the next row. Space for these ones here. That way we can then move these ones inwards. Probably will snap on to a different edge this time, hopefully. Add the shrink wrap back on, and so it's snapping to the edge that we want it to now. Move these down. It's not what we wanted. Move all of these down as well as this, as well as these. It's all a bit crowded down here again. Sort of messing up a little bit there. If we just cover it, it's not a big deal. So these right here should be lower. So it's not to the bottom of the probably, yeah, just remove that. Them up like that. So we just need to help out the shrink wrap here, just move it closer to the edge. Tell it where we want it to go. If we tuck these in to the bottom again. Remove this, actually we keep that. Make sure this is all the way over. Okay. It'd help if we had this lined up with the edge, so just lining this up with the edges. So now if we turn these down like that, having one there is a bit difficult. Oh, whoops. Okay, we should do the same with this side. Okay, and now everything is looking a lot more clean. A lot cleaner and definitely getting there now. In terms of taking the right shapes. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at this side quickly. Okay, that is unfortunately all I have time for today. As mentioned, I will be continuing this series very soon. This was a short one, so it's almost a half episode, I guess. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the stream. I look forward to the next one and look out for some more content coming out soon on the YouTube channel.